Hey, it's John with Vision Advisors, and quick update. We've received notice from CDC and the government health agencies that we're monitoring that this social distancing world in which we're living has been expanded and is going to continue through at least the end of April. So the question for you is, how do you engage your clients during this time? How do they have an opportunity to hear from you and allow you to reassure them that everything is okay? One of the recommendations that we'd like to make here at Vision Advisors to you is that you consider having a virtual fireside chat, if you want to call it that, virtual summit, a client education event, just an update from you to allow your clients to hear your voice, to see your face if you want to do that as well, and just be able to speak to them about what's going on in the world right now, and for you to talk about them and to share your perspective on what's going on in the world right now and how it impacts your clients. So we've put together a presentation here at Vision Advisors that we're happy to share with you so that you can have that one-on-one engagement with your clients, or to invite a multiple of your clients to come together for an opportunity to meet online and for you to share what's going on in the world and the fact that you are there for your clients. This presentation is available to any of you that are contracted with Vision Advisors and actively writing business with us. Again, this is a way that we want to help you stay engaged with your customers and to have an opportunity for you to continue to service their needs, to bring calm in the midst of the storm, and to let them know that you are still a resource that they need to be hearing from, so that as this pandemic essentially is over and done and we get back to whatever the new normal turns out to be, you're still positioned as their go-to as it relates to financial matters. So let's take a minute and walk through this presentation. Mr. and Mrs. Klein, I want to thank you for taking time to meet with me today in this unique virtual setting. We're at a point in time right now that we can't meet face to face. I wanted to take a minute just to share my perspective on what's going on in the world and what I believe the impact to you is. And I want you to know that I am here for you. And if you have questions, concerns, or you just need someone to talk to get answers about your financial matters, I want you to know that I'm here and that I care. So what's going on in the world right now is this thing called coronavirus, scientifically COVID-19. As you are probably aware, as most of the world is at this point, this has become a global pandemic. For most of us, it's a once-in-a-generation global event. We may not remember the last major global event, or maybe we've forgotten that this really isn't a once-in-a-generation global event, because it's not the first time we've seen this. If we look back over the last 100 to 150 years in our nation, we've experienced typhoid epidemics, tuberculosis epidemics, the measles, polio, the Spanish flu, Ebola, SARS, MERS, Zika. We've seen issues like this take place in the past. And every time we've seen these issues arise from a medical perspective, we have seen our medical community rise to the occasion and bring forth a solution that is absolutely amazing. And you know what? I believe we're going to be okay. Now, why do I say that? The U.S. healthcare system is the best in the world. And the world's greatest minds, not just here in the United States, but around the world, are working on a vaccine. Antiviral treatments that we never thought of are being developed. We're finding new uses for existing medications to treat this pandemic and to help us get coronavirus under control. Now, in the short term, it's important to remember that we're still going to experience some pain as a nation, but I believe that together we are going to get through this. Yes, I do believe that we are going to be okay as a nation. But in the short run, what do we need to do? Well, it's important that you and I follow guidance from the Center for Disease Controls and the World Health Organization. It's important that you be washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds several times a day. Based upon CDC and WHO guidance, we've been encouraged to wipe down surfaces regularly with a disinfectant to help avoid the spread of not just coronavirus, but flu, common cold, and other things that we're dealing with this time of the year. Hey, we've still been told by our medical professionals to practice social distancing, to make sure that we're maintaining at least 6 feet of separation between us and others. Because we still have to go to the grocery store. We still have to go pick up medications. And there are times that we may have to get out. But when we do, we want to maintain 6 feet so that if we do come into contact with someone that does have the coronavirus, but maybe isn't showing symptoms, they're asymptomatic, this reduces our probability of being exposed to this potentially deadly disease. Now, of course, we want to avoid crowds until it's safe to do so. But I think the biggest thing for all of us is to make sure that we stay calm. One of the things I've heard several medical professionals say is the fact that we don't want fear to spread faster than the virus itself. Now, there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet and being spread by some well-meaning people today. So again, I encourage you to look to the trusted sources, the CDC and the World Health Organization, for your information. Now, the good news is the economy's going to recover. Prior to COVID-19, the United States was experiencing the strongest economy in modern history. And when you take a look at the underlying fundamentals, you'll see that the underlying fundamentals of our nation's economy are still strong. In fact, most of the economists that I am reading expect that our economy is going to start to recover as soon as the third quarter of this year. Most medical professionals believe we're going to have this coronavirus pandemic under control within the next 30 to 45 days, and we're going to see a plateau of new cases, and we're going to see people recovering and getting well. And as we see drugs come to market and other treatments come to market, we're going to beat this down the road. But in the interim, it's important that you be prudent with your spending and your saving. So, how can I help you? That's a question that I want to make sure that I answer, and I want you to know that I am here for you. Now, you may have questions, and I can provide answers to the things I know. And where I don't have an answer, maybe together you and I can find the answers to the questions that you're asking. Now, maybe your financial situation has changed. Maybe you've been delaying putting off retirement, and having seen this pandemic, maybe it's caused you to think through the fact that, I could work a couple of 2 or 3 more years, but no, I think I'm ready to just call it quits and begin to enjoy retirement and use the money I've saved over my working years to go enjoy life. Or maybe you've decided you're going to delay retirement and continue working because your 401k has unfortunately become a 201k with this market correction that we've seen. If your financial situation has changed, we should talk one-on-one. Now, I know we can't get together face-to-face right now, but we can have a phone conversation, or we can use technology like we're using right now to have a face-to-face virtual conversation. Hey, if you've got an iPhone and I've got an iPhone, we can actually, quote, FaceTime each other like our kids and our grandkids are doing. We can use these digital technologies to meet face-to-face. I can share my computer screen and show information to you and help discuss your financial situation. Now, for some of you, this is a time of uncertainty, and that's okay, because when crisis comes, anxiety comes with it. And sometimes we're unsure what to do, and we struggle with making the right decision. If you find yourself in that situation, I want you to know that I'm here to offer my guidance, my experience, and my expertise. Now, I don't have all the answers, and neither do you, but together as we talk through what's going on, we can make an informed decision based upon the best available information that we have today. Now, let me say this. If you are feeling anxious, that's normal. Anytime there's a crisis or a major situation that impacts our nation, we all get anxious. How many of you think back to 9/11 and how anxious we were during that period of time? But we got back to normal. We came through it okay, and we actually came out better on the other side. I think that's going to happen again. And I'm here to be a voice of calm in a world that's living in fear at the moment. And I do believe that we will get through this together as long as we don't allow fear to control our lives. Now, the other good news is that the insurance companies that I represent are okay. They are financially sound and secure. The policies that you purchase from me are still keeping their promises. If you're receiving income from an annuity, you're going to continue to receive that monthly, quarterly, or annual check. If you have a life insurance policy and you're concerned what happens if you pass away and that money's going to be available for your surviving spouse, your kids, or your grandkids, those policies are going to deliver the death benefits they promised. Your MedSup or your Med Advantage plan is going to continue to pay the healthcare benefits that they are promising to provide. Those policies are still keeping their promises. Now, if you do have questions about a policy that you purchased from me, I'm happy again to get on the phone or to do a virtual meeting where we can review your policies in a one-on-one setting and we can talk about why we purchased this particular policy, the strategy for its use, and we can review whether or not it's working or if we need to look at potentially some changes in what we're doing. But it's important to remember that the insurance products that you bought are designed to be there when you need them. And guess what? In this crisis, that's no different. Your insurance company is going to be there for you, and I'm going to be there for you as well. You know, I want to challenge you to make today matter. We're going to be in this for a little bit longer. So I want to share with you just a few thoughts and some ideas that you can do to pass the time while many of us are either being asked to stay in place or are being forced to stay in place based upon where we find ourselves geographically. So here's a few ideas. You know, we all have a to-do list that we've got running around, either something we've written down or something in the back of our heads that there's things around the house we need to do. Well, guess what? Now's a great time to get some of those things done that you've always put off doing. You know, maybe it's rearranging a pantry. Maybe it's cleaning out a garage. Maybe it's, doing something to rearrange furniture in the house. Whatever it is that's on your to-do list, hey, this is a great time to get some of those things done. Now, for others of you, it's a great time to start a new project or start a new hobby. Or maybe pick up something you used to do as a hobby or a project that you stopped doing. You know, it's important also that you take good care of yourself. And you can make today matter by exercising regularly. You know, getting outside your house and taking a walk if you're allowed to do that. Or if you can't get out and walk in your neighborhood, walking in your backyard, or just getting up and walking around in your house to get some exercise and get the blood flowing. It's amazing the chemical energy that we get from that that helps us feel better. You know, it's important to get plenty of rest and to make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours of rest, that you're drinking lots of water, you're staying hydrated, and that you're eating a balanced diet. Now, one other important thing as it relates to making today matter, don't stay isolated from others. Don't use this as an opportunity to just turtle up inside a shell and not engage with other people. That's not healthy. Pick up the phone and make a phone call. Write a letter. Engage with your family and your friends online. Hey, let me challenge you, like I'm challenging myself, to use this time wisely. You know, Mark Twain once said that in the midst of difficulty, there's opportunity. So while we're going through this difficult time together, let's look for the opportunity in the difficulty. Let's look for ways to get better and not bitter. Now, I mentioned it before, I'm going to mention it again. Why not reconnect with faraway family and old friends? When's the last time you talked to some of your friends from high school or college? When's the last time you reached out and said hello to a distant aunt or cousin or family member that you haven't spoken with in some time? Hey, use this time wisely to reconnect with people that are important to you. Take this time to read a book, to learn something new. Maybe you can't get out and go to the library right now, but you can get online and order a book from Amazon. Or if you've got a tablet, you can download a book right to your tablet. Download a free Kindle reader, and you can read books right off your tablet. Or you can actually read books online through your computer with a Kindle type reader as well. Now, in addition to reading a book, maybe think about writing a book or writing a letter or writing an article, sharing your wisdom. For those of us that are older, think about the things that we want to make sure that our kids and our grandkids know that we've experienced that could be important to them. Taking this opportunity to write down and to share your life experience and to leave it with others could be amazing. Maybe there's a recipe that you've never shared that you want to write down and share with your family members. Taking some time to use this wisely. Whatever it is that you're doing, do something that matters today. Because when you do that, you're living for today and you're using your time wisely. Remember, Mark Twain said, in the midst of difficulty, there's opportunity. And there is opportunity every single day to make a difference and to do something that matters. And as we wrap this up, I just want you to know I am here for you. If you've got a question, a concern, or you need my help or assistance, please reach out to me and give me a call. Here's my number, 555-5555. Of course, you probably can't get out to see me right now, but when you can, I'd love to have an opportunity to see you again, to share a cup of coffee, and just to reconnect and to catch up on what we're doing. But in the interim, if you'd like, we can connect on the phone, or we can use one of the virtual technologies that we have today to have an opportunity to connect and see each other online. I'm sharing information on my website, and check my social media page out as well, because I'm going to be sharing important updates there that may give you some insights and information, again, that can be beneficial and helpful to you. And don't forget, you can always email me. My email address is email@email.com. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me. We've had an opportunity to talk about what's going on in the world around us. And I just, again, want you to know I care. I'm concerned. I'm praying for you. I'm here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out if I can be of service to you. So that's it. 15 to 20 minutes of a virtual presentation. Now, if you're not comfortable delivering this in a live setting, again, we can show you how to take this message, and just as we've done for you, how that you can record this message and you can upload it to a platform that you, in turn, can share with your clients. We've got tools and technology available to us today that we've never had. And yet we, as financial professionals, have failed up to this point to use these technologies to our advantage, to engage with and to connect with our clients in a unique way. The world has changed, and even after we get past this pandemic and this crisis, we're still going to be utilizing these technologies going forward. So use this as an opportunity to learn how to use them and to use them well. Your clients are the most forgiving of all, and as you're explaining to them, you're learning a new technology and you want to learn it with them. Hey, they're going to be your very best cheerleaders, and they're going to appreciate the fact that you invited them to be a part of this new journey in your life as well. Now, again, this PowerPoint and this resource is available for you free, along with the training of how to use it. So give us a call at Vision Advisors. Our number is 1-800-505-8489, and we would welcome an opportunity to have a conversation with you to schedule time to get together and let us show you how to use these tools to your advantage so that you can connect with and to continue to service and support those people that are counting on you for their financial survival. Hey, I'm John Terry with Vision Advisors. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to an opportunity to help you help your clients.